Every legend begins from the dust. Satetsu, the pure black iron sand, is the very soul of the legendary Tamahagane steel gathered from the earth. Born from the ancient mountains and washed by the tides, this humble mineral carries the potential of a blade that can cut through time itself. In the cold running rivers, the master artisan filters the heavy grains, following a tradition that has remained unchanged for over 1,000 years. It takes patience to separate the precious iron from the common earth, collecting only the finest particles to satisfy the hungry furnace awaiting its arrival. Tons of raw earth are gathered, a mountain of potential waiting to be transformed by the power of fire and the will of man's hands. The journey begins as the first grains enter the heat, marking the transition from natural sediment to the refined essence of a warrior's weapon. Welcome to the Tatara hell. Inside this massive clay structure, temperatures reach extreme limits to perform a miracle of chemistry and sheer physical endurance. For 72 hours, the fire must never die. A constant battle against the elements occurs as the sand slowly surrenders its secrets to the heat. The masters watch the color of the smoke and the rhythm of the flames, reading the heart of the furnace with a spiritual level of intuition. Alternating layers of pine charcoal and iron sand are fed into the mouth, a precise recipe that balances carbon and heat in a delicate alchemical dance. Each grain of sand must find its place among the embers, absorbing the carbon from the wood to become the legendary steel we call Tamahagane. The bellows act as the lungs of the beast, while you breathe in life into the fire with a rhythmic pulse that echoes the heartbeat of the tired smiths. Deep within the belly, the transformation is complete. Liquid metal flows like molten gold, shedding impurities as it gathers into a solid, glowing mass. 3 days of agony and heat culminate in this moment. The sand is gone, and in its place, a new, sacred material has been born. The shell is broken. In a violent display of strength, the clay furnace is sacrificed to reveal the treasure hidden deep within its scorched interior. From the ashes of the Hoanuk, the prize emerges, a massive, glowing lump of raw steel known as the kira, weighing hundreds of pounds. There is no room for gentleness here. The destruction of the furnace is the only way to birth the steel that will define a warrior. The kira is a jagged, brutal block of metal, yet within its rough exterior lies the most sought-after steel in the history of the world. As it cools, the master begins the selection. So as not every part of this mass is equal, only the most perfect sections will become a sword. He looks for the silver spark, the crystalline shine of high-carbon Tamahagane. This is the diamond steel, pure, hard, and ready for the forge. These fragments are the result of 3 days of fire. They represent the perfect balance of strength and flexibility required for a legendary Japanese blade. Selection is an art of the eyes and ears. The way the steel breaks and the way it shines tells the master its hidden strength. Out of the chaos of the furnace, the essence is captured. Tamahagane is ready to meet the hammer and begin its true transformation into art. The silence of the morning is broken by the first strike. The smithy becomes a stage for the ancient dance of fire, hammer, and steel. The selected shards have been forged into a single block. Now, the grueling process of purification begins through thousands of rhythmic, powerful hammer blows. Each strike drives out impurities. The sparks are the remnants of the earth being cast away, leaving only the pure spirit of the metal behind. This is Shita-kitae. The steel is flattened, notched, and folded back onto itself. It is a process of constant death and rebirth for the metal. Folding creates layers. These layers will give the blade its legendary toughness, allowing it to bend without breaking in the heat of a battle. Again and again, the cycle repeats. 15 times the steel is folded, creating over 32,000 microscopic layers of high-strength, hand-forged Japanese carbon steel. The sound of the forge is a symphony. The hammer speaks to the steel, and the steel responds by becoming denser, stronger, and more unified. A microscopic grain begins to emerge, a thumbprint of the smith's soul etched into the very molecular structure of the cooling, hardened Japanese metal. Explosive steam clears the surface scale, ensuring that every fold is perfectly clean. There is no room for error in this pursuit of perfection. The block is gone. Now, a long, slender bar of light and heat takes its place, ready to be shaped into the final lethal silhouette. The soul is shaped in the clay. Yakuba tsuchi, a special mixture, is applied to the blade to control the cooling process during the final quench. The thickness of the clay determines the hardness. Thinner on the edge for razor sharpness, thicker on the spine for resilience and shock absorption. This pattern is the smith's signature. It will become the Hamon, the beautiful, cloud-like temper line that defines the aesthetic of a true katana. Timing is everything. The blade must reach the perfect temperature, a specific shade of red like the autumn moon before it faces the water. A moment of absolute silence. The breath is held. This is the crossing point between a piece of metal and a living, breathing weapon. Yaki ire, the fire meets the water. The extreme thermal shock causes the steel to transform its structure instantly into an incredibly hard martensite crystal. In the chaos of the quench, the blade could shatter like glass. Only the perfect combination of clay and steel allows it to survive this ordeal. As the steel cools, it moves. The blade curves itself, finding its natural shape in the water as the different layers react to the cold. It emerges changed. The raw power of the fire has been captured and frozen within the steel, giving it a life and edge unlike any other. The master inspects his work. The soul of the warrior has been forged, tempered, and survived the trial by fire and water successfully. The final journey begins in silence. Polishing is not just about shine. It is about revealing the inner beauty hidden deep within the steel layers. Weeks of meticulous work lie ahead. Using progressively finer stones, the polisher hones the edge and clarifies the complex geometry of the blade's surface. The Hamon emerges from the darkness, a ghost-like wave of light that marks the boundary between the hard edge and the resilient body of the sword. Look closer, and you see the Hada. The thousands of layers appear like the grain of an ancient tree, a map of every hammer blow struck, from black sand to a mirror finish. This is the pinnacle of human craftsmanship, where metallurgy meets art in the form of a perfect weapon. 1,000 years of tradition, 72 hours of fire, and a master's life of skill. This is the Tamahagane katana, a legend forged in steel,